shot for me? Let's go into photo.
Oh no, that's just me personally. That's just for the they switch position from what they were yesterday. Sioux Miners can punch their ticket to the top of the World Championship with a victory today against the Oilers. And that'll happen behind the man of Cannon Daly, making his 9th start of the season, the first postseason. And there is the awesome center fielder, Mr. No-Fly Zone, Sebastian Tomlin, ready to patrol the outfield once again after 2 spectacular catches a day ago. Alongside Jesse Cook, I'm Austin Bear. Let's play ball. Let's play games.
Alongside Jesse Cook, I'm Austin Bear. Let's play with ball. I mean ball. Talk about it.
Sioux Miners tonight have a chance to punch their ticket to the top of the World Championship. All they have to do is win, and that could happen behind the reliable first-team All-ABL starting pitcher Cannon Daly, set to make his 9th start of the season. And there's Sebastian Tomlin. The center fielder made 2 spectacular catches in Game 1 yesterday. That's why they call him No-Fly Zone out there, ready to patrol the outfield. It's time to play Game 2 alongside Jesse Cook. I'm Austin Bear. Alright, that'll be good. No. Export that.
framed underneath the snowy caps of the Chugach Mountains and Pioneer Peak in Palmer, Alaska, it's opening day for the Mat-Su Miners.
It's a day of firsts for the Mat-Su Miners.
It's deja vu all over again from Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska.
The Miners begin the official second half of the season.
It's the most important day of the regular season, so why not play two?
It is good to be back in Palmer, Alaska.
Can it get any better than that for Mat-Su? The rally outside of the valley makes it an 8-5 game.
And the Miners have a wire-to-wire win here at Herman Brothers.
Vergara on his horse looking over his shoulder in right center. He dies!
Yes, he did! Here comes Vest. He rounds third base. The throw home, not in time. Cooper Vest scores the go-ahead run.
He's behind Maltby. He can't find it. Run comes home. Tomberlin feels home!
A two-run shot for Steven Lancia. Welcome back to Palmer, Alaska.
And that ball is gone! Emilio Barreras, if you didn't know him, now you do!
A storybook finish to the regular season for the Mat-Su Miners.
Mat-Su, from the bottom of the valley as atop the mountain.
It's game 2 of the Top of the World playoffs. Alongside Jesse Cook, I'm Austin Barach, and the Mat-Su Miners have a chance to advance to the championship round tonight with a win against the Oilers. And Jesse, it is the same exact batting order lineup for Tyler Brunn's squad. Only change, Brandon Downer not pitching, of course. Instead, it's Cannon Daly.
That's right, and Cannon Daly is someone who has pitched really well of late. His last showing was 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs, with 7 strikeouts. The thing that he has to watch out for is that these Oilers are a first-pitch swinging team. So if he tries to throw strikes right away, he's got to be prepared for the fact that they likely will get hit into play. It's a matter of how he places it and what type of spin he puts on it. So will the ball drop in no man's land? Will it be battered? Or can he force nice, clean groundouts and pop-outs?
And that Oilers lineup has the exact same 9 guys as were in it yesterday. Of course, on the mound, no Ty Gray. He was shut down by his college with the innings limit. But they do have Evan Langer out there. But for the batting order, it's the same 9 guys. Do you think that they could have a better read against Mat-Su this go-around?
It's a different pitcher. Brandon Downer and Cannon Daly aren't the same arms. They don't have a very similar pitch arsenal. Daly does a lot more slider action. Downer threw a lot more curveballs. Their combinations are different. Steven Lancia has different signals with each, well, same signals, but different combinations with each pitcher behind the plate. So I don't think it's the same blueprint for them, but it is a lineup that swings at the first pitch and hardly did any damage yesterday. They only got 4 hits off of Downer in his start. So either they're not seeing the ball from tall right-handers well, or they're just feeling severely depleted.
The one guy who's not in the starting lineup for Mat-Su, but could definitely play a factor today or in the rest of these playoffs, is Braden Rogers. I had the pleasure of sitting down with him earlier today. Take a look. Welcome into episode 6 of Valley Chats. I'm Austin Barach, and today we're joined by utility man Braden Rogers. Braden, what's up?
Nothing much, a beautiful day out. It's been a beautiful past couple of days, so can't really complain about that.
You got the award for the best utility guy on the team this past weekend. You've played multiple positions this year. Is that something you take a lot of pride in?
I definitely take a lot of pride in that. I mean, it all started with my father. He, at a young age, he just put me everywhere, mostly catcher, but I would say catcher's probably the hardest, and that's probably what I've been working on most of my life. So, I mean, and then you can just throw me anywhere else, and I mean, I've played the position several times, so, I mean, yeah.
So, have you played every position at some point in your life?
I've played every position, yes, sir.
Which one would you say is the most difficult to play?
The most difficult is probably catcher by far. I mean, it takes a lot of hard work and like no fear. You just gotta, you can ball out. You're in every play. You're catching every single ball. You kind of have to be the leader of the field.
So do you believe in the theory that the youngest child is usually the funniest?
I mean, My younger brother is definitely not the funniest, I'll tell you that.
Are you the funniest in the family?
100%.
Good. I like that. I need that out of you.
Yes, sir.
That's Brandon Rogers. I'm Austin Barach. This has been episode 6 of Valley Chats. Braden, thank you for the time.
Thank you so much, Austin. I appreciate it.
Braden is certainly the man. He was awesome to talk to. But before we get you going today for the 6 p.m. tilt in Game 2, let's revisit yesterday's Game 1 victory for the Mat-Su Miners.
Framed up. The 2023 top of the World Series playoffs start right here at Herman Brothers Field. The Mat-Su Miners enter with some momentum, the head coach of the year, and a chip on their shoulder. The M's swept the Glacier Pounds in a must-win doubleheader yesterday to snatch first place from right under their noses. Head coach Ty LeBrun, after 5 seasons in the league, has his first head coach of the year honors, and the Miners, who lost at last year's championship game, are back at it, and they're the top team in the regular season. The first place Miners start their series with the Fourth Place Peninsula Oilers. Live from Herman Brothers Field on the Alaska State Fairgrounds, I'm Jesse Cook, alongside Austin Barach. 2-0 count. Palmer looks at third, now goes home. Swinging a dribble to short, McElpatrick fields on the backhand. Best comes home. Throw to first is in time. Mat-Su leads 1-0 on the RBI ground out from Steven Lancia. Runners on second and third with a full count for Nolan Tucker, 2 away. So Matt Taylor, I guess, is a stealing threat. Palmer's full count pitch. Swinging a rip up the middle, through to center field on the ground. Haley runs around 30 feet away to home. Relay to the plate, is behind him. He scores, 2 runs come home on 1 play. Tucker takes second, 3-0 Mat-Su. The pitch. Swinging a chopper up the middle. Barreras waits at short, flips on to second for 1. The dart to first is in time. The Miners defense turns 2 to finish off the third, and Brandon Downer is still pitching the minimum. He hasn't allowed a hit through 3. 3-0 the Miners lead as we move on to the bottom of the third.
So McElpatrick with a strong lead at first base with the lefty Theo Forche up at the dish. First pitch, fastball, rang to second base. Tucker scoops it, throws on a second. That's now the throw to first. Another out! A double play for the Mat-Su Miners. Forche grounds into his 5th double play of the season, and that's the second double play turned today for Mat-Su. 2 away quickly in the top of the 4th. The 1-0 is swung on, belted to right center field. Could be a gapper. The ball lands into the gap. Here comes Vergara. He's being waved home. The throw on the relay won't come home, and Maddox Haley has a 2-out RBI double. And that's the first run since the first inning. It's now 4-0 Miners. 65% of Vergara's base hits this season are extra base hits. The 3-0 is smacked to left field in front of Yuji Mori on the 1-hop. Hannes scores from third base. And Alex Vergara has, well, I guess a single, merely a single, but it brings home a run. It's 5-0 Mat-Su.
Runner on first, 1 away. Bejarano pitching to a righty, fires from the stretch. Swinging a sharp grounder to short. Barreras eats it up, throws to the bag for 1. Darted to first for 2, and the Miners have won Game 1. 5-1, Mat-Su wins the first game of the top of the world playoffs in 2023. The countdown can tick down from 4 to 3. Mat-Su looking for a championship. They've got Game 1 over these Oilers. The 2023 top of the World Series playoffs start right here at Herman Brothers Field. The Mat-Su Miners enter with some momentum, the head coach of the year, and a chip on their shoulder.
That's Stefan, I believe.
The Matsu Miners can punch their ticket to the top of the World Championship with a win today in Game 2 against the Oilers, and they'll get there with the right arm of Cannon Daly, about to make his 9th start of the season. And there's Sebastian Tomerlin, the center fielder, made 2 spectacular plays there, part of why it's called a no-fly zone out there. He's ready to patrol the outfield again. It's Game 2 alongside Jesse Cook. I'm Austin Barach. Let's do it. And Jesse, today, another big playoff game. Matsu won Game 1, 5-1. And the lineups are pretty much the same for both teams. You look at it for the visiting Matsu Miners, of course, these 3-game series flip sides. The Miners, as per usual, Cooper Vest, Alex Vergara, Steven Lancey, Caden Carpenter, Maddox Haley, Nolan Tucker, Sebastian Tomerlin, Caleb Hannes, and Emilio Barreras, all in their normal positions in the field. Daly has the start. And for the designated home team, the Peninsula Oilers, it's McElpatrick, Forshea, Costello, Helfrich, and Elko and Thomas. Those top 6 stay in the exact same order they were a day ago. Elko and Thomas flip positions. Elko is now the third baseman. Thomas is the DH. And then Yuji Mori, Groupie, and Nackreiner, those 3 are still at the bottom of the order, but it was Nackreiner who was 7th. Today, the catcher out of Mount San Antonio College is batting 9th. And Evan Langer, the right-hand pitcher out of Cal State Northridge, gets the start here in elimination game for the Oilers. All right, we are just about set to go here in the top for the Oilers. And we are set. Righty-lefty matchup. Langer's first pitch. Called a ball outside and high to Vest. Yesterday, Cooper had another really solid game. 2 for 5 with a first inning double. Second pitch, bounces low, ball 1. He had a double, a run, and was also caught stealing. And with that double, he has reached safely with base hits in 21 of his last 24 games. The 2-0 from Langer swung back up the middle. Costello ranges backwards and makes the grab, leaping over his shoulder. Out number 1. Another hard hit out for Cooper Vest.
It's a tough playing field today with the sun streaming in like it is. The second that Costello looked over his shoulder to try and track the ball, he was met with direct sunlight in his eyes.
It is another sunny, hazy day here in the Matsu Valley. Temperatures in the 70s. 1 gone, nobody on base. For Alex Vergara, the righty, smacks one to short on the 1-hop. McElpatrick fields it, Crow hops, and spins it to first. In plenty of time for out number 2.
Now batting, your catcher number 27.
Left to right for the Oilers is Yuji Mori, Costello, Helfrich. Third to first, Elko, McElpatrick, Groupie, and Forshea, of course, with Nackreiner doing the catching for Evan Langer. So here comes Steven Lancia, the catcher out of UT Rio Grande Valley. First pitch to him is called a strike above the knees on the breaking ball. This season, Langer has a 3.14 ERA in 3 starts, 5 total games. He's 1-1, also has a 1.79 whip, 16 strikeouts to 11 walks. He's only pitched 14 1/3 innings, though. The 0-1 Lancia misses low and away. His last outing came a week ago on Wednesday in relief against the Chinooks. Went 2 innings, allowing 1 hit, 2 runs, none of which were earned, 3 strikeouts, and 2 walks. The 1-1 to Steven is swung on the ground to third base. Elko has it, fires on the first. And that's out number 3. Evan Langer has a 1-2-3 top of the first. We head to the bottom half of the inning with Cannon Daly about to pitch for the Miners. We'll be back. Herman Brothers Field for the bottom half of the first inning. To my left is Jesse Cook. I'm Austin Barach, and here comes Cannon Daly. Out of CSI, transferring to BYU, made 8 productive starts this season for Tyler Brunn's squad with a 3.67 ERA and 41 in 2/3 innings. He went 3-1 with a 1.43 whip. His last time out was super strong against the Bucks last Thursday. First pitch to McElpatrick, misses high and in. On that July 27th start, Daly went 6 innings, allowing just 1 hit, no earned runs, and 7 strikeouts. The 1-0 is tagged to the backstop. It's 1-1. McElpatrick back in that leadoff spot, as he's done so many times. Yesterday, he went 2 for 4, had 2 of the only 4 hits off of starter Brandon Downer. Both of those were singles. The 1-1 misses low, gets past Lancia, but nobody on base. Doesn't matter.
I'm really interested to see how Daly attacks batters early in the count. We know how he works late. He throws a lot of strikes, but if he can go up the middle early, that could be a problem.
Out of the stretch, swing and a miss on a 2-seamer down the middle. Matsu in the camo jerseys and the white pants, per Daly's request last night. The Oilers in the red undershirts, black jerseys, gray pants. The 2-2 is swung on hit to center field. Backtracking is Tomlin. He squares up and makes the grab over his head with one hand for out number 1.
We've heard it called a no-fly zone many a time. That was probably a pretty easy grab for Tomlin, but still, he got to backtrack maybe 20 yards to get there, and he made it look easy.
He has been so reliable out there in center field. So here comes the lefty, Theo Forche, the first baseman with the open stance. First pitch to him is a strike on the latter half of the plate. Aiden Sessler is the home plate umpire for tonight's Game 2. A Matsu win puts them to the championship game. Misses outside on the breaking ball. Evens up the count at 1 apiece. Forche yesterday went 0 for 4, and he grounded into a double play. 1 of 3 for Peninsula, and he smacks that one to left center field. Ranging back is Vergara and Tomlin, and Vergara is called off by Tomlin, who makes the play on the run in left center field, losing his hat in the process. 2 outs to center so far.
No fly zone.
Yeah, and in that case, it looked like Vergara had it, but Tomlin has priority and called him off. That's the second out of the inning.
Well, it says a lot when all 3 of your outfielders can play center with a wide range. Caden Carpenter and Alex Vergara have both done it this season. Both of them done it well.
2 away, here's Nick Costello, the lefty. Looks at a ball low and inside. The co-ABL MVP and first-team all-outfielder out of UC San Diego went 1 for 4 yesterday. 1-0, drifts low and away, ball 2. Costello bats from the left side. Yesterday, he grounded out twice, flied out once, and singled back in the 4th. Daly's 2-0 is pasted to left field on the line. Vergara works in a couple steps and makes the grab at his chest. Another 1-2-3 inning here in the first. No base runners so far today. We head to the second at Herman Brothers Field. We'll be right back. Here we go. It's the top of the second inning in Palmer, Alaska. I'm Austin Barach, joined to my left by Jesse Cook. No base runners for either team thus far. And Langer is back on the mound, set to face the lefty out of American Fork, Utah, Caden Carpenter, the everyday right fielder for the Miners. First pitch of the inning. Fastball tag to center field. Costello ranges to his right, but is there in time. Another line out to center, just like Vest, for the first out of the inning.
Now then, your designated hitter number 23, Maddox.
Well, the Oilers pitching staff is no stranger to how hard Matsu can hit the ball. When you think about what happened in the first inning yesterday, when the Miners piled on 3 runs on 3 hits, their fielders are more than ready now to chase down anything in a gap.
With one away, here comes Maddox Haley, the designated hitter. He's only played that role ever since his injury 3 weeks ago. First pitch, breaking ball, called a strike on the inner half. Of course, he injured his left foot against the Bucks 21 days ago. He's been the DH ever since. Langer's 0-1. It's a big hack and a miss. Got him on breaking ball away. Left fielder Yuji Mori playing Maddox the pull. Yesterday he went 1 for 3 with an RBI and a double. That was a big gap on right center field that scored Vergara to make it a 4-run game. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball stings the outside corner. Haley down on 3 strikes, 2 gone in the top of the second.
It's not often you see Maddox get fooled at the dish, so that is a rarity. And Evan Langer clearly has some of his best stuff.
He's been dealing so far. Here comes Nolan Tucker. The soon-to-be Southern Miss Golden Eagle went 1 for 3 yesterday, extending his on-base streak to 11 games. That one hit was a 2-run single back in the first. First pitch, outside ball 1. And Langer has faced Miners before back on Independence Day, July 4th's Game 2. The 1-0 is popped up and out of play. In that game, he went 3 innings, allowing 2 hits, 5 runs, none of which were earned, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. He got the loss, but it was interesting how it happened. He got through the first 3 innings scoreless, but it went bad after that. The 1-1 at Tucker, curveball, hits the outside corner. It's 1-2. In that 4th inning, it was a disaster for Peninsula. Vergara singled, Lancia walked, Haley reached on an error, Carpenter walked, and Barrera scored an RBI as Tucker slices one foul, hitting an Oiler right outside the dugout, and he is actually down in some pain. Not a good sight. He is on his hands and knees being checked on by the coaching staff. He appears to shake it off and meander back down the steps of the dugout, and now the athletic trainer will check on him.
And it's a dangerous sitting outside of the dugout area. I mean, you're in play whenever you're on a baseball field. They say keep your head up, but it's a very quick reaction time.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Tucker. Outfield playing shallow. The pitch misses outside. Langer took a stride towards the dugout along with Matt Kilpatrick at short, but seemed to be the correct call and brings the count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, 2 outs in a scoreless top of the second. Langer's 2-2. Way inside and low, nearly hit Tucker. Actually scooted underneath his foot, if you will. It's a full count. And back to that outing on July 4th for Langer. With the bases loaded, that he loaded, Barrera singled that brought home a run. At that point, he was called out of the game, but then Matsu would tag more as Tucker tags one a deep left center field. Costello looks over, he won't get to it. It 3 hops to the wall. Tucker trots to second base. He's rounding for third. Could be a mistake. The relay to the bag, and he is out by a mile. The tag applied by Elko was a little high, so it was a bit of a bang-bang play, but the ball got to the bag way before Nolan Tucker did. Got a little too aggressive trying to turn a double into a triple, and that ends the top of the second inning. We head to the bottom of 2 with the score still 0-0. We'll be back. Welcome back to Herman Brothers Field in the heart of the Matsu Valley. It's a 0-0 game in the bottom of the second. Matsu leads the series 1-0 in this best of three. Alongside Jesse Cook, I'm Austin Barach. Cannon Daly, the righty, as always operating out of the stretch despite nobody on. First pitch, high and inside, ball one to the right-hand hitter, Leighton Helfrich. Helfrich is the right fielder. He's got the 1-0 count. The pitch is hit on the line but foul behind the fence in left field. Helfrich yesterday was 1 for 4. He's hit safely now in 11 of his last 14 games. The 1-1. Breaking ball misses inside, 2-1. And in that first at-bat for Helfrich yesterday, he deliberately waited a long time. Brandon Downer did not like it. The 2-1 here is swung through on a high and inside fastball, and Helfrich sent a pitch to the warning track in left field. Downer would stare him down afterwards. The 2-2 fastball off the edge of the bat, just protecting the plate. The foul ball still makes it 2-2. Helfrich does have some pop to him, 5 doubles, but no home runs. The pitch, swing and a miss. Daly blows by him on the 2-seamer. His first strikeout of the game, 1 away in the bottom of the second.
Way to work around Helfrich for Daly. He was doing a good job of protecting those low and outside pitches, so we went up in the zone, and that got him to miss.
So here comes Michael Elko, who digs in on the left side. Daly's pitch, fastball, rings the outside corner, strike one. Elko plays third base today. Yesterday he was the designated hitter. Ty Thomas on deck, flip-flop with him for those positions. The 0-1 misses outside and high. Elko out of Northwestern, batted .280 on the season. Yesterday went 1 for 4. The 1-1 misses low and outside. Of course, Elko was the hottest batter in the league in the month of July, batted at a .365 clip over his last 30 days of the regular season. The 2-1 is swung on, blasted down the left field line, tailing, foul by about 2.5 feet. Would have been a double if it stayed fair, but alas, it's a long strike. Brings the count to 2-2.
You know, after we took a break between the top and bottom of the second inning, you told me that the Miners are hitting the ball really hard. You expect something to break through. Well, the same can be said of these Oilers.
Sure, absolutely.
There's your example. Really hard hit ball to the wrong spot.
Costello lined out to Vergara and the first. This one here misses high and in. It's a full count. McElpatrick and Forshea flied out to center, so Oilers have strung 3 balls to the outfield. This one is hit on the ground. Hannes at third base. He ranges to his left, makes the play, and fires on first in time. 2 gone in the bottom of the second. Another strong play from Hannes there at the hot corner.
Now batting, the DH number 9, Ty Thomas.
Peninsula hit a lot of ground balls yesterday. Hannes fielded plenty of them. Nolan Tucker at second base fielded 6 of them, actually. And here comes Ty Thomas, the 6'3" right-handed batter, and he swills one down the right field line, places in fair territory. Thomas briefly rounds first base, but Carpenter throws on a line to second base, and Ty Thomas has a single, the first base hit of today's game. Rather, the second after Nolan Tucker hit would he would be thrown out at. So
He's the first guy to stay on base.
Yes, the first guy to remain on base. At some point I found my words there. Needed a little help. And so with a runner on board and 2 away, here comes Ryson Ujimori batting from the left side, crowding the dish with that open stance. Tiptoes on his right foot, and he swings and sends it foul over the backstop for strike one. Daly, center of the bump. Out of the stretch, the 0-1 misses outside. Ujimori out of UC San Diego, a rising sophomore there. Went 1 for 3 yesterday with a single in the 8th inning off of reliever Mario Bejarano. The 1-1 misses outside again, 2-1. Barach creeping towards the bag at second base, potentially covering for a steal opportunity. Thomas has a huge lead, and he takes off for second, but Yuji Mori slaps one foul. Evens up the count at 2 apiece. Ty Thomas has 0 stolen bases on the season.
Well, that was for sure a hit and run. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense in this scenario, with Ujimori being someone who pops the ball up a fair bit. But why not try something when your back is up against the wall like you are with the Oilers?
Yuji Mori is just 2 for 19 against the Miners this season, and he swings one to center field. Tomlin barely moves. Another flyout. You called it there, Jesse, as Tomlin makes the grab on the right hip for out number 3. Another pretty easygoing frame here at Herman Brothers Field. We'll be back for the third with the bottom of Matsu's order due up. Tomlin, Hannes, and Barach. We're back in the top of the third inning. I'm Austin Barach, joined to my left by Jesse Cook. It's a scoreless game here as we enter the third. Evan Langer, the righty, out of Cal Northridge, still in the hill, with Sebastian Tomlin, Caleb Hannes, and Emilio Barreras due up at the plate. 7-8-9. Pitch. Sails outside, ball 1. Seabass went 0 for 3 yesterday. Now bats at a .250 clip against the Oilers this season. The 1-0. Called a strike on the inside corner. Good location with the fastball. Langer's 1-1. Curveball hit slowly to second base. Fielded and underhanded to the bag. Groupie made the play there at second, 1 away in the top of the third.
There hasn't been an easy ground ball hit to second in this series yet. Groupie and Tucker have both been running all over the right side of the infield, leaping to make throws, sliding on the outfield turf. They just do not get a break.
Finally happened right there. So here comes Caleb Hannes as a breeze enters the ballpark. First pitch, called a strike on the outside corner. Hannes, the everyday third baseman, was great yesterday, 2 for 4 with a run. The 0-1 is swung on a line of right field, but right at Leighton Helfrich. Another hard hit out for the Miners, 2 gone in the third.
Caleb Hannes is a really good opposite field hitter, and Helfrich was playing him perfectly. That's just good scouting by the Oilers.
Vest lined out to center, Carpenter lined out to center, and Hannes just lined out to right. Here comes the 9-hitter, Emilio Barreras, with the high socks. First pitch misses high and away, ball 1. Millie out of Grand Canyon, the everyday shortstop, went 1 for 2 yesterday. He had a strange day at the dish. The 1-0 is left high, ball 2. He reached on an error, worked a walk, and had a sacrifice bunt, so that's why he only had 2 at-bats. Langer's 2-0 is swung on a line, right field, won't be caught this time. Down the line, towards the corner. Barreras, though, stays at first base as Helfrich got it back quickly. And And Barach is on base with 2 outs.
Some of the time you bat a guy ninth because you figure he can set up the top of the order really well, and that's the philosophy for Ty LeBrun with Emilio Barreras. He's bounced around the order, lead off, sometimes ninth, sometimes somewhere in the middle, and he's been the 9-hitter of late. Worked out well, and now he's bringing up Cooper Vest, another all-ABL member.
Yeah, Cooper Vest has found a home here in the leadoff spot. Of course, he laced a line out to center field his first time up and watches a strike right down the middle on the fastball. So Barreras represents the first true base runner for Matsu this game. Of course, Tucker was thrown out trying to work a double into a triple back in the second. Langer out of the stretch, he deals in the dirt. 1-1 the count. Yuji Mori shading towards the left field line, so there is a noticeable gap in left center field. Long stare from Langer. Now he fires home. Misses inside on the fastball, 2-1. Vest likes to pull the ball to right field and right center field, but when he does go opposite field, it does tend to go down that line, so Yuji Mori smartly shading towards that line. The 2-1 pitch is swung on through the hole into right field. Barreras leapt over the ball, so it couldn't hit him, and he trots to second base, stops right there. And just like that, Matsu has back-to-back singles.
Austin, you mentioned it earlier that Evan Langer, last time he pitched against the Miners, had trouble once he had pitched through the order once. Well, he's done it once and given up back-to-back hits.
Yeah, it was that treacherous 4th inning for him back in Kenai on Independence Day. As here he is on August 2nd, Game 2 of the Top of the World playoffs. Matsu up in the series 1-0. Barreras at second, Vest at first. 2 straight singles with 2 outs. And here comes the power-hitting Alex Vergara. First pitch to the righty, misses upstairs on the breaking ball, ball 1. Vergara grounded out to McElpatrick at short back in the first. The 1-0, left inside, good take. 2 balls, no strikes to Alex.
It's dangerous to go high and inside to Vergara. Langer might want to look low and try a breaking ball just to try to get him out on his front foot.
Langer swivels his head, fires home, and leaves it low. The count is 3-0, and we've mentioned it yesterday, but Vergara is certainly a guy who has earned the right to potentially swing on a 3-0 count.
He did it yesterday, and it resulted in an out.
He's got 6 dingers this summer, 23 in Lipscomb this season, and as he belts one to right center field, that has legs to it, looking up is Elfrick, and it's gone! Wow! A 3-run blast to right field and Apo Taco for Alex Vergara. His first stinger this postseason. It's 3-0 Matsu.
I would say he's earned the right to swing on a 3-0 count. You may have been right.
That is something else right there. Sometimes we just speak it into existence, Jesse. This pitch misses up and inside to Steven Lancia.
I mean, with Vergara, you almost get a feeling when he's about to hit the ball hard.
I mean, opposite field, that just kept carrying. The 1-0 to Lancia. Stings the outside corner, evens up the count 1 apiece. I mean, for most batters, most right-handed batters, fly ball to right field, oh, that'll get caught. That just kept going. Breaking ball misses up high. Ball 2, and Vergara, so valuable. With one swing of the bat, the entire game just flipped on its head. All this has come with 2 outs. 2-1 misses low and outside, ball 3. I mean, Tomlin grounded out, Hanna's lined out, so 2 outs, and then Barrera singles, Vest singles, and Vergara goes yard. The The 3-1 Lancia swung on, popped up, left side. McElpatrick works into the shallow left field grass and makes the grab above his head with 2 hands for out number 3. But boy, oh boy, do we have the pleasure of seeing Alex Vergara go yard yet again. A 3-run blast for him. That's the difference in the game so far. Through 2.5, it's Miners 3, Oilers 0. We'll be back. Well, we are actually back because we have today's Pickaxe Pickle.
That's right, we do. So, remember Scott Rowland, he was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame about a week and a half ago, and the legendary infielder thanked former Matsu Miners utility player Keith Miller. Why did Rowland mention this ABL alum? We'll have the answer to that quandary in the middle of the 5th inning.
Yeah, that's a stumper right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for that one. I will give you a hint. Those two never played on the same team.
Just great pals, maybe. Maybe there's a tip involved. You know, throw it this way, or
maybe.
Or, I guess field it this way.
Really good wedding gift.
Oh man.
Maybe Rowland was under the weather for his Hall of Fame induction, and Keith Miller saw him, was like, hey, here, try this new thing. It's called Advil.
Someone tells me that's probably not the case.
I do know the answer, so I can tell you that is not the case.
Hey, here's the Advil. Well, Peninsula might like a dosage of some Advil right now to cure their pain, as they are down 3-0 with 8-9-1 due up. Brett Grupe, Cole Nackreiner, and Owen McElpatrick. Daly's first pitch, fastball, swung onto the backstop for strike 1. Daly ready to go again, dangling that right arm. Grupe back in the box. The 0-1. Hits the outside corner on the breaking ball, strike 2. Grupe yesterday went 0 for 3. He also grounded into a double play. And right now, he's working on a 6-game hitless streak. The 0-2 fastball spoiled off the end of the bat, foul. He went 0 for 15 in the series in Kenai against the Chugiak Chinooks. Of course, went hitless yesterday. Daly shakes off a sign, now agrees with Lancia. Up in the count 0-2. His pitch, fastball back up the middle over the head of Nolan Tucker in the right center field. Carpenter scoops it up and throws back to the infield. Brett Grupe, that breaks his hitless streak. He's on board.
So, you say Vergara is a good 3-0 hitter. Grupe hasn't had a hit in a while. Can you talk about my bank account, how I don't have $1 million?
Congratulations to Jesse Cook. You are the next Mega Millions winner.
Let's go. I didn't even enter.
Here comes the catcher, Cole Nackreiner. He swings one to the backstop. Nackreiner, of course, sporting the no batting gloves look. Old school. A little toughness out of the guy. About to attend Mount San Antonio College, where Larry McCann is from, in Walnut, California. McCann had a hometown of Chino Hills. Daly stares down the runner. The 0-1 is popped up. Right field play. Carpenter meanders in and makes the grab over his head for out number 1. So Daly has now gone through the order once. Of course, he's reached at least the 5th inning in all 8 of his regular season starts. Back against the Oilers, his only appearance against Peninsula this regular season. He went 5 2/3, allowing 2 hits, 3 earned runs in a win on July 5th. That was game 1 of that doubleheader. Here he is against McElpatrick, righty-righty matchup, and he throws a strike right down the heart of the plate on the breaking ball. McElpatrick flied out to center back in the first. Dowley's 0-1 offering is swung on, flared foul down the first base side. 1 on, 1 out in the bottom of the third. Matsu on top, 3-0. The Miners are ahead in the best of 3 series, 1-0. With a win today, they would secure a spot in the championship and earn an off day tomorrow. Throw in a first base, that was close. But first base umpire calls Groupie safe. That was really close.
Yeah, Dale Rowland was looking right at that play. Didn't even have to move from his position. Very assured of his call.
Groupie 11 for 13 on stolen bases this season as that one misses low and outside. Those 11 swipes are good for tied for 3rd best in the ABL. He's got about a 4.5 stride lead at first base. Vest holds on to him, but it's a large lead there. Dowley's 1-2. Runner goes for a moment. He faked going as that pitch ran up and in. But he trots back to the bag. It's a 2-2 count.
That looked like a hit-and-run play that didn't pan out because Dowley threw it high. McElpatrick geared up to swing but pulled back. And good intuition on the bases by Brett Groupie to stay put.
Absolutely. Middle infield and double play depth with 1 out. The pitch way inside. McElpatrick winced out of the way to avoid being plunked. It's a full count, and now Dowley goes into his patented walk off the mound.
I think his hand's getting sweaty. We don't see Dowley miss a whole lot like that, and he just wiped his right hand on his thigh.
All right, we'll see if that helps him right here in the impending payoff pitch. Here it comes. Fastball swung on, hit foul, popped up down the third base side. That would have been ball 4 on a fastball high and inside.
Would have been ball 4, but Dowley had the wherewithal to jam him up and inside. McElpatrick clearly is a little bit skittish at the plate right now at this full count. He did a good job protecting, but Dowley could probably experiment a little bit here, especially since he's retired the first 5 batters already.
The payoff misses low, ball 4. And that's the first walk issued by Dowley today. Peninsula has runners on first and second. So with 2 on, here comes Theo Forche batting from the left side.
Now batting first baseman number 17, Theo Forche.
The rising senior out of UC Davis batted at a .247 clip in the regular season. Yesterday went 0 for 4 with a strikeout. He flied out to center just like McElpatrick back in the first. Dowley checks second, goes home, and the fastball misses low. Ball 1. Forche has 18 RBIs on the season. Fastball misses high and away, ball 2. He's also hit into 5 double plays, of course, including the one yesterday. Double play ball would end it here. Barach and Tucker have spun so many this season. And for that matter, also third baseman Caleb Hannes. Big pitch for Dowley right here. His 2-0. Fastball misses way outside, ball 3.
Well, this is a tying run at the plate. It's very early in the game, but now you just have to buckle down and try to pitch him inside.
Forche's got 1 homer on the year, July 29th against the Chinooks. That was recent. That one is called a strike down the middle. So that dinger for Forche came on Saturday, 4 days ago, against Chugiak. He's also tagged 6 doubles this summer. The 3-1 catches the outside corner. Forche went into a windup to swing that back to his dugout, thinking it would have been ball 4, but he's back in the box here.
Well, here's where Dowley might want to try his breaking ball again. If you can't throw it reliably, then why not?
His payoff, fastball misses low, skips away from Lancia. The runner rounds third base, but is held up right there. As Dowley covers home plate, and after back-to-back walks, the bases are loaded for Peninsula.
Not just loaded for the Oilers, but loaded for the league MVP.
That's right. Nick Costello, co-MVP with Blake Jackson. Jackson, by the way, went 3 for 5 in the Glacier Pilots win yesterday against the Bucks. Both the Pilots and the Miners up 1-0 in their respective series. And Steve Hecker, the pitching coach, now talks to Daly along with the rest of the infield in this crucial spot.
If I'm Daly in this scenario, I start out Costello with a curveball for a strike. Try to give him a breaking pitch because, one, you need to be confident against one of the top hitters in the entire league. If you can't throw your curveball, then that's a bigger problem that goes beyond this one game. You need to attack. You need to start out ahead of Costello. Falling behind is how the bases got loaded in the first place.
Costello, you're right. Throw some strikes. He is a dangerous batter, of course, as the co-MVP of the league. Both of his home runs this season have come against the Miners back on June 15th here and July 5th in Kenai. Bases juiced for him. Hannes is playing in on the infield grass. First pitch. A ball left upstairs. Bases juiced, 1 out. In the bottom of the third. Miners on top, 3-0. The 1-0 pitch left low. 2-0 the count. Daly's 2-0. Fastball. Catches the outside corner. Big pitch right there. It's 2-1.
Need to see him throw another strike here. Give him a hittable pitch.
Sessler calls for time, so both wait for this next pitch. Costello bats at a .320 clip against the Miners this season, but is just 2 for his last 15 against the green and gold. Daly's 2-1. Swung on foul on a chopper to the backstop. It's 2-2.
I want to see Daly go back with that same pitch again. If he can be confident in how he throws his heater, he can get anyone.
Costello choking up a bit in that closed stance. Daly works off the rubber for time. Now re-enters the bump. Here we go, the 2-2. Fastball misses low. Lancia goes to the backhand to stop it in the dirt. And it's a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bases loaded. Bottom of the third, 3-0 the lead for the Miners. The pitch. Fastball misses low, ball 4. And Daly has walked in a run. It is 3-1 now in the bottom of the third.
There's some action brewing in the Matsu bullpen now. Larry Westall, the righty sidearm pitcher, just started jogging out.
Now batting, right fielder, number 13, Leighton Helfrich.
Westall hasn't pitched since Friday against the Bucks, so he is well rested after he was heavily relied upon all of last week. Here comes righty Leighton Helfrich, and he looks at a ball that misses in on the off-speed pitch. Base is still loaded, still just 1 out. Daly has walked 3 consecutive batters. The 1-0 misses outside on the fastball, 2-0. Helfrich has walked only 5 times this season, just once against the Miners. That one stings the bottom of the zone. 2-1, good pitch. Stands are becoming full. The 2-1 misses low, picks up some dirt, and it's a 3-1 count. Daly in jeopardy of walking his 4th straight batter.
Matthew Lighthall just hustled out to the bullpen as well. Another tall righty.
Crowd in suspense here right now. Daly's 3-1. Fastball swung on, hit to left field. Vergara races back, has room near the warning track, makes the catch to the left of his shoulder. Michael Fratrick tagged from third base, and he's in with ease. The lead is cut to 1. It's 3-2. Matsu.
Now batting, third baseman number 12, Michael Elko.
So it's now a 3-2 game, but Now there are 2 outs for the dangerous left-hand batter Michael Elko. He grounded out to Hannes at third base back in the 2nd inning. 2 on, 2 outs. Daly's pitch, fastball, hits the outside corner, strike 1. The 0-1, way outside. Crowd is cheering on Daly, trying to get him out of this inning, limiting the damage to just 2 runs. The 1-1 fastball tailing foul down the left field line into that Peninsula bullpen.
Throw him a strike here. Do what you can to get out of the inning and limit the damage to 2, keeping your guys on top.
2 on, 2 outs. The pitch swung on through the hole into left field. The runner is being held at third base in Forshea as Vergara played it well and got it back to Hannes, the cutoff man. But now the bases are reloaded.
Brings up Ty Thomas, who had the Oilers' first hit in his only at-bat.
Designated hitter number 9, Ty Thomas.
That's right. At that time, that was the first single of the game for Peninsula. He's got the bases loaded right here. Pitch, fastball misses high.
Thomas's hit came on the first pitch, so Daly can know that anything in the strike zone, he's going to force a swing.
Thomas is the 8th batter of this inning. The 1-0 just misses outside, borderline call, and you can hear the crowd.
They're not happy.
Daly's 2-0, swing and a miss. Swung through a high fastball, it's 2-1. Forshea is at third, Costello is at second, and Elko is at first. The 2-1 pitch is swung on, fly ball to deep right field. Carpenter backs up and makes the grab on his backhand, ranging towards the line. Daly gets out of the inning, allows 2 runs, but no more than that. After 3 full, the Miners are on top, 3-2, with Carpenter, Haley, and Tucker due up.
Rolling back along after a rocky third inning for both sides. It's 3-2. Matsu entering the top of the 4th. Although we are at Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska, the Miners are the acting road squad for Game 2 of these Top of the World playoff semifinals. With Austin Barach, I'm Jesse Cook. Evan Langer, the righty, still on the bump, and he's got Caden Carpenter, the 4-hitter in the Matsu order, leading off, followed by Maddox Haley and Nolan Tucker. Carpenter bats from the left side. He's the right fielder for Matsu. He's been in that spot almost every game this season, playing in all but one regular season affair. Righty-lefty matchup. Carpenter in a tall stance at the very back of the box. First pitch. Curveball catches the zone high and away for strike 1. Last time up, Carp flied out to center field on the first pitch he saw. 0-1 count, the pitch. Checks the swing, fastball low and inside for a ball. Carpenter in the regular season had a .420 on-base percentage, one of the best lines in the league. The 1-1. Change up, high and away, misses. Yesterday, Carp went 1 for 4. He scored a run. Miners won game 1, 5-1. It can clinch a spot in the championship round with a win today. The 2-1. Fastball low and inside, ball 3. Langer struggled in the last inning. He only threw 21 pitches, but he allowed 3 hits and 3 runs to score. Now he's got a 3-1 count. He fires. Fastball low, called a strike. Carpenter tossed his bat to the side and started to walk to first, but he's sent back to the plate, now with a full count.
Yeah, that looked low.
Carpenter is one of the most even-keel guys on the team. He's sharing a discussion with home plate umpire Aiden Sessler. We've never seen him blow up at anyone on the field. He still smiled through that. Now the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Carpenter lingers at the plate for a moment and shares a quick word to Sessler before walking back to the dugout. And after that bite, it's up to Maddox Haley to carry on here in the top of the 4th. Base is empty, 1 away, 3-2 the Miners lead after Alex Vergara crushed a 3-run blast for the playoffs' first home run in the last frame. Righty-righty matchup now for Haley. Langer with the glove at his red letters. Into the windup he fires. Front door curveball, called a strike, low and away. Haley's someone we've seen hit the curveball well from right-handed pitchers. In the first half of the season alone, he had 3 doubles off of high inside curveballs. He added a pair of those later on in July. The 0-1. Swing and a drive right side and foul. That one way out of play. 0-2 count for Haley. Maddox is not someone who's very prone to the strikeout. He didn't do it even once yesterday. During the season, he went down by way of the K 18 times in 120 plate appearances. That's 1 strikeout about every 1.5 games. Langer resettles on the hill. The righty out of Cal State Northridge into the windup, his 0-2. Swinging a chipper to short. McElpatrick fields it on the hop, darts on to first. It's off the bag, but fielded in time, and he tags Haley in between first base and home. A near errant throw for the Oilers still results in an out, and that brings up Nolan Tucker with 2 away, and the base is empty.
Yeah, nice play by Forshea to go off of his bag and tag out. He's still somewhat hobbling Haley.
That's right. Maddox Haley injured his right ankle three weeks ago to the day and playing through it. Righty-lefty matchup for Nolan Tucker. First pitch. He launches a fastball low and inside on the knees for a strike. Last time up, Tucker crushed the ball. He doubled to center field, but that's all he got as he tried to stretch it into a triple and was caught by a mile. The pitch. Swing and a miss behind the fastball. He turned himself 360 degrees. Tucker was facing the same way he started after that swing and miss with a complete turnaround. Now an 0-2 count, 2 away, base is empty, 3-2 Miners, top of the 4th. Langer from the windup fires, changeup misses low and away. Tucker's double went opposite field, and we've seen him go for extra bases, hitting it the other way a lot of times this season, once against these Oilers. The 1-2. Misses up high, ball 2. That, of course, came as his second extra base hit on July 4th at Kenai. 2-2 the count. Langer takes a heavy breath. Into the windup he goes. He fires. Curveball misses low and inside, skipping up white chalk. Makes it a full count. Nolan Tucker is someone who's become known for fouling off 2-strike pitches. He went on a streak of 10 games where he fouled off at least 1 2-strike pitch. The full count. Swing and a foul ball on the 2-strike pitch.
Yeah, perfect 2-strike approach for him. The 0-2 was way outside. He's left the next 2, and then that one would have been borderline. Probably would have been a ball, but too close to not swing it. Great job by him.
He shortened up on the bat about half an inch. Now his hands are at the end of the knob, so swinging the full lumber. 3-2 again. Misses up high, doesn't have to lift the bat from his shoulder, and Nolan Tucker is aboard with a walk. He's the first Mat-Su Miner to reach on a bases on balls today.
For the youngsters out there, watch that at bat back. Great job by Nolan Tucker to earn that walk.
Well, that good feat of baseball IQ brings up Sebastian Timerlin. You've heard his name called a lot today in center field. This is his second time at the dish. Righty-lefty matchup. Langer pitching from the stretch on the far right side of the rubber. Kicks and deals, squares to bunt but pulls back. Throw over to first. Tucker is back in standing safely. Timerlin pulled back, but not in time, so that pitch was called a strike. So it's an 0-1 count, 2 away, runner on first. 1-run lead for the Miners in the top of the fourth inning in game 2 of what could be the deciding game of the top of the world semifinal. The pitch, swing and a foul pop off to the left side, out of play. And actually the home plate umpire shared a quick word with the official score in the press box and motioned that it actually was a 1-0 count. So Timerlin did pull back in time, and now the count is even at 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Runner on first, 2 away, 3-2 Miners, top of the fourth. The pitch. Fastball misses low and inside, ball 2. Timerlin has had a stroke of luck when he can get a hold of the ball, although it doesn't happen a whole lot. He had an extra base hit on Monday against the Glacier Pilots in that doubleheader. It was his first in over a week. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a drive, right field. Helfrich chases down the line. He leaps and makes the grab over his head, 2 feet in front of the fence. Timerlin ripped it down the line, but Leighton Helfrich played him perfectly, playing into the shift. Mat-Su strands one on a walk and leaves it still 3-2 Miners as we move on to the bottom of the fourth inning. Welcome back to Palmer, Alaska at Herman Brothers Field on the Alaska State Fairgrounds. The Mat-Su Miners are celebrating the Alaska State Fair in its 8th decade. Alongside Austin Barach, I'm Jesse Cook. It's 3-2 Miners in Game 2 of the Top of the World Playoff semifinal. Although Mat-Su is at home, the Miners are acting as the road squad because it is the middle of this series, so they flip-flop for a game. Mat-Su can make it the end of the series if they hold on to this lead. Camden Daly is back on the bump. He struggled in the last inning. The righty out of BYU walked 3 batters in a row to bring home a pair of runs. Bryson Ujimori, the lefty, is his first batter. First pitch. This is high and away. Last time up, Ujimori flied out to center field. We got a San Diego product against really a College of Southern Idaho product who just transferred to BYU. The 1-0. Check swing on a fastball high and away. Didn't bite, and that's ball 2. Mat-Su is in their moss green and light green camo jerseys with gold numbers. The 2-0. Fastball low and inside, called a strike. They've also got that gold script Miners lettering across the chest. All white pants, gold hat with a green brim. Base is empty, nobody out. The 2-1. Swing and a foul tip. Ujimori falls over his front foot, staggers to keep himself up, and it's a 2-2 count. The Oilers are wearing their black tank top jerseys with red sleeves, red numbers and names with a white outline, gray pants with a red stripe. 2-2 count. Daly from the stretch. Inside, and it hits him. Ujimori is aboard, And after having just one hit against the Miners in the regular season, he's reached base in back-to-back playoff games.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating for Daly, especially after his walks in the previous inning to hit the first batter of the inning.
And speaking of frustration for Daly, it might be frustration for the team as Larry Westall, the righty out of Incarnate Word, has begun warming up. So there might be a shorter leash on Daly than normal. He's made it into the fifth inning in every appearance this season, but he's struggling through the first 3+. That brings up the right-handed hitting second baseman Brett Groupie. He fired off a single his last time up and scored the Oilers' first run of the day. Ujimori dancing off of first base, a 2-step lead. First pitch, squares to bunt but pulls back. Fastball still called a strike, high and away. Caleb Hanna's Zamatsu, third baseman, playing about 3 yards into the grass. He's really far up. Now he backtracks to the infield dirt. Middle infielder's also in. Daly's 0-1. Swinging a foul tip off of Lancia's mask that ricochets over the backstop.
That was a really funny ricochet, you're right. That was just popped up and sent flying, heads up to the concession stands, folks.
That's right. If you don't see it coming, that's not exactly a can of corn. 0-2 count, nobody out, runner on first, the pitch. Late swing and a drive down the right field line. Carpenter chases into foul ground. That ball is fair, just hugged the line. Ujimori rounds third. Carpenter relays to the infield. Ujimori holds, and that's a no-out double for Brett Groupie. And there's runners on second and third for the Oilers with nobody out.
Well, Groupie has certainly made amends for his recent struggles at the plate. 2 for 2 with base hits today. That's a big double right there.
Absolutely. It puts the tying run on third, the go-ahead run in scoring position on second base. Now it's up to the bottom of the order, the 9-hitter Cole Knockreiner, who's only seen the Miners once before today. Righty-righty matchup, 3-2 Miners, bottom of the fourth inning. Daly readies with the glove at the belt. Takes a deep breath, kicks and fires. Change-up at the top of the zone for a strike. Last time up, Knockreiner flied out to right field. The Oilers would welcome anything into the outfield because that would probably be deep enough to bring home a run. 0-1 count, Daly from the stretch. Swinging a pop-up, right side, but way too far foul for anyone to chase after it, except some young fans in the stands. 0-2 count. Corner infielders in. Middle infielders back on the outfield grass. Runners on second and third, still nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Daly kicks and fires. Swinging a pop-up, tails into right field, Carpenter backtracks, now he awaits. One hand up, he makes the grab, hurls it home. It's wide, Vest cuts it off, a run comes home, and the Oilers have tied up the game. Groupie also moves into third. 3-3 the score in the bottom of the fourth. The Oilers have the go-ahead run 90 feet from home with just one away and the top of the order up. How the momentum and atmosphere in this ballpark has changed. Alex Vergara crushed a 3-run homer to open up the scoring, and this place felt alive. Now, you can tell how silent it feels. That brings up the top of the order in Owen McElpatrick. First pitch, checks a swing, and it's called a strike. McElpatrick checked a swing much too far behind the curveball. The entire infield is in on the grass. 0-1 count, the pitch. Swing and a miss. McElpatrick going out of his shoes and out of the box behind that fastball low and away. So Daly with 2 confidence-building pitches after the flyout. 0-2 count, runner on third, the pitch. Low and away, fastball misses. So Camden Daly has made it to the fifth inning or further in every single start. This is only the fourth. Every time he's dealt 4 or more walks, he's allowed 3 runs or fewer. The 1-2. Fastball skips into Lancia's mitt for ball 2. Today he's walked 3 batters. He's allowed 3 earned runs. It's interesting how the more he walks batters, the fewer runs he gives up.
That is weird. Counterintuitive, for sure.
2-2 count. He fires. Fastball low and away, called strike 3. rebound at bat for the pitcher if there ever was one. Daly, after giving up the game-tying run, brings up Owen McElpatrick, the leadoff man in the order, with a backwards K.
McElpatrick did not like to call, shared some words with Sessler. It was definitely a close pitch, but probably one too close to not swing it.
That brings up Theo Forche, batting from the left side. The pitch. Waits on a fastball high and away for a strike. Caleb Hanna is still playing on the grass at third base, but everyone else in the infield back to the furthest reaches of the infield dirt. The 0-1. Swinging a pop-up, third base side and foul. That moves the count to 0-2, and if Daly has more of that in him, he can force the Peninsula to strand the go-ahead runner on third. That's Groupie dangling off of third base. He doubled to put Ujimori on third, who later scored on a Knockriner sac fly. 0-2 count. From the stretch, swing and a chopper down the first base line and foul. Daly attacked the zone really well through the first 2 innings. Every pitch he threw was hit in fair play. 6 of them were outs. Third inning proved costly for him when he tried to pitch around batters. Now he's thrown 6 straight strikes. His 0-2. Swinging a pop-up, left field, down the line. Vergara chases, in foul ground. He looks up and makes the grab just left of the line. The Oilers add 1, tie up the game 3-3 with one hit in the inning, but they strand the go-ahead runner on third base. We move on to the 5th inning. Matsu has the 8-9-1 batters due up, tied up 3-3. It's the top of the 5th inning, and the game is back to tied for the first time since the 2nd inning. 3-3 is the score between the Miners and the Oilers in Game 2 of the Top of the World playoff semifinal round. I'm Jesse Cook. To my right is Austin Barach. Evan Langer, the righty, is still on the bump for the Peninsula, and he's got the 8-9-1 batters in the Matsu order, and Caleb Hanna's Emilio Barreras and Cooper Vest. There's 2 hits between those 3 batters in 4 combined at-bats. Pandas is the only one without a knock. Righty-righty matchup. Langer with the glove at the letters, shakes off one signal and nods. Into the windup he fires. Fastball misses high and away. Although Hanna's is hitless today, he had 2 knocks yesterday. That was game 1 of the playoffs. 1-0 count, the pitch. Fastball low and away, misses for a ball. And although he had 2 hits yesterday, it was his first day since last Wednesday without an RBI. 2-0 count, Langer into the windup, he fires. Swing and a pop-up right side and foul, out of play. Hanna's and his 2-for-4 line yesterday added 1 run to the Miners' total as they took game 1 5-1. 2-1. Swing and a foul tip into Knockriner's glove. The atmosphere and the look of the game was much like today. Blue skies, bright sunlight, 75-degree temperatures. Langer shakes his head and goes into the windup, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Hanna's froze for a second after his swing came through. He couldn't believe he missed that ball.
Back-to-back off-speed pitches fooled Hanna's there.
One up, one down for Matsu, and that brings up Emilio Barreras. He kick-started that rally in the third inning that produced Matsu's 3 runs. The lefty shortstop had a base hit. First pitch on the way. Fastball misses up, high and away. Barreras has all black batting gloves, gray and tan cleats with green socks. He crowds the plate on the left side at the back of the box. The 1-0. Skips in the dirt for a ball. And Emilio has bounced around the batting order all season long. He's been the leadoff man. He's been in the middle. At one point he was the 3-hitter, but recently he's fallen into the role of the 9-hitter, setting up the top of the order well. The 2-0 pitch. Backdoor curveball called a strike. And Emilio has produced a lot of runs for this team, more than anyone else. He has 25 RBIs during the regular season. The 2-1. Swings and slaps it to second base. Groupie on the outfield grass field it. Darts on to first, and he got him. 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. That ground out brings up the top of the order in Cooper Vest. He singled his last time up, a rope into right field. Like Barreras, Vest was named first team All-ABL. A lot of that is because of his glove on defense. He was an outfielder at BYU all season long, had not played first base at the college level. Turned to that role this year. First pitch. Fastball high and inside on the belt for a strike. And in his first full season at first base, he made 0 fielding errors.
Yeah, he's been spectacular, but also a big reason why he was first team All-ABL. Of course, his bat, just terrific there, too.
That's right, the 0-1 pitch. Watches a fastball high and inside for ball 1. Vest had a .284 batting line during the regular season. He also led the minors in runs with 26. Only 3 players in the minors had 20 runs or more. The pitch. Swing and a pop-up off the end of the bat, third base side. Elko is there. He looks up and makes the grab on the infield grass. Matsu goes down in order 1-2-3 and leaves the game tied 3-3. The Oilers have the heart of the order coming up, and the MVP, Nick Costello, Leighton Helfrich, and Michael Elko. 3-3 the score as we move on to the bottom of the 5th. And we're going to keep it here for the answer to our trivia question from earlier. So if you remember what it was, we've got you. Scott Rowland was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame a week ago Sunday. That was back on July 24th. The legendary infielder thanked former Matsu Miners utility player Keith Miller. Why did Rowland mention this ABL alum?
I'm going to go with he offered him career-saving injury advice.
I'll take it. It wasn't injury advice, but it was advice.
Oh.
In the form of his agent. Miller played for the 1982 Miners before embarking on a 9-year MLB career with the New York Mets and Kansas City Royals. He retired in 1995. Rowland debuted in 1996. And after Miller is here in Game 2 of the Top of the World playoff semifinal round, the top seed always flip-flops to be the acting road squad in the second game of these 3-game series here in Alaska. The score is tied up at 3-3, and Matsu has a new pitcher in the game. Righty sidearm pitcher out of Incarnate Word, Larry Westall is on the bump to replace Camden Daly. The BYU product went just 4 innings, his shortest appearance of the entire season. He allowed 3 runs on 5 hits.
Yeah, Westall has been terrific. He's basically filled the void of Vinny Bianchi. He struggled a little bit on Friday, allowed 3 doubles, allowed just 3 entering that outing, but 15 outings on the season, first in the ABL, 9 of them are scoreless, so he's been really, really good.
And the innings leader, rather the appearances leader, like you just mentioned, has a tough go of it to start off this inning. He's got the league MVP in Nick Costello batting from the left side, followed by Leighton Helfrich and Michael Elko. 2 RBIs and a hit between those 3. Costello is 0 for 1 with an RBI walk. First pitch. Fastball low and away at the knees, called a strike. Last time that Westall pitched was on Friday. That was at the Bucks in the Miners' most recent loss. His 0-1 pitch. Swinging a drive down the left field line and just foul. An 0-2 count for Costello. In that appearance, Westall struggled. He went 1 1/3 innings plus, allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, just 1 walk, 1 strikeout. 0-2 count. He deals. Swinging another pop-up, screwballing off to the left side and foul. Count stays at 0-2 for Costello. And Nick Costello boasted an impressive .355 batting average during the regular season, the best of anyone on the Oilers roster. That pitch swung on, belted to second. Tucker fields it on a knee, throws to first in time for the out. One away here in the bottom of the 5th inning in Palmer, Alaska. 3-3 the score. Nobody on base for the Oilers cleanup man, Leighton Helfrich. Last time up, the right fielder strung up a sacrifice fly that brought the game to a 1-run deficit that the Oilers elapsed in the next inning. Westall readies. First pitch to the righty, curveball inside and low. Westall takes a deep breath off the rubber, stretches his arms and resets. 1-0, he fires. Fastball high and inside for ball 2, just missed his hands. Larry comes set again on the hill. He leans in for the signal. Now he fires. Swing and a foul tip off to the third base side. That moves the count to 2-1. Helfrich wears dark gray batting gloves with white cleats, black Adidas logo across the front, and a hint of red in between his shoes and his pants, his socks. The 2-1. Swings late, sends it to second. Tucker slides on the outfield grass, makes the play, throws to first in time. Back-to-back grounders go to Nolan Tucker, and an increasing difficulty with them as well. He had to field that over his shoulder, sending himself backwards.
Another great play out of Nolan Tucker. He's done that all season long.
That brings up Michael Elko. He's 1 for 2. Single to left last time up. Righty-lefty matchup. Westall's first. Swing and a drive into right field over the leaping glove of Cooper Vest. Carpenter chases it down. Elko stumbles over first. Carpenter throws to second base, and Elko retreats to first.
Yeah, no kidding, he stumbled over first. He was charging for second, but really awkwardly ran around that bag and stumbled.
The DH number 9, Ty Thomas.
Well, he might have been out. I thought Carpenter had him by a mile. Ty Thomas walks up to the plate. He's got a runner on first, 2 away. A tie game here in the bottom of the 5th. Thomas is 1 for 2. He singled his first time up in the 2nd inning. The righty DH crowds the plate in a tall stance. Westall sets and fires. Swinging a dribbler to short. Barreras fields on the hop. He bats it in front of him. It pops out of the glove. Both runners are safe. Emilio got a little too aggressive charging that ball and makes his first error of the postseason.
Now batting, left fielder number 27, Bryson Ujimori.
That brings up Bryson Ujimori, the left-handed hitting left fielder out of San Diego. He wears red sleeves all the way to his forearms before a break ahead of his white batting gloves. Westall comes set, stares at second. In a triangle formation, he deals home. Ujimori checks a swing on a fastball low and away. He didn't go, and that's a ball. And Larry's setup is very unique. He crouches into this triangle with his head making the apex with his arms darted down towards his feet. His 1-0. Fastball high and inside, just misses. It's a 2-0 count. And Ujimori is an important out because Brett Groupie awaits on deck, and he's 2 for 2. He's scored a run and slapped that double last time up. Runners on first and second, 2 away. Tie game 3-3 here in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch. Sharp swing and a drive down the right field line, but foul. In the regular season, Ujimori cobbled together just 4 RBIs. Westall readies. His 2-1. Swinging a chopper down the first base line and foul. That moves the count to 2-2. Westall has yet to strike out a batter in this game. The last time he did that wasn't his most recent appearance on Friday. That was in the middle of a raucous 3-run inning against him. His 2-2. Fastball just misses low and away. And this really reminisces of that epidemic of walks that scored 2 runs for the Oilers back in the 3rd inning. They walked 3 batters in a row. That helped towards a pair of runs coming around. The payoff pitch. Swinging a chopper to the first base side and foul, so Ujimori stays alive, fending off a 2-strike pitch.
It's the 3rd time he's fouled it on the ground to the right of the first base bag. Cooper Vest, of course, hugging that line smartly. It's always tough for a pitcher to try to rebound after an error committed that would have ended the inning.
Well, Westall will have to try. He comes set again. Runners on first and second. The full count pitch. Swinging a pop-up third base side. Hannes hustles towards the bench. He's looking for it in foul ground, but he's running out of room. That ball lands foul in the stands. Ujimori stays alive with his second 2-strike foul ball in as many pitches. Westall's doing a good job of attacking the zone with his back up against the wall in this full count. 3-3 the score here in Game 2 of the Top of the World Playoff semifinal. Bottom of the 5th inning, the Oilers have runners on first and second. Full count to Ujimori. Swings and skewers it foul off to the right side.
You mentioned how much Daly had to work in his 4 innings so far. Westall really working as well. Matsu now really wants to win, especially to give its pitchers more rest with the off day tomorrow.
Again, the 3-2 count. Westall from the stretch, swinging another pop-up foul.
Wow.
Ujimori with his 4th straight 2-strike foul ball. Got to be frustrating for Westall on the bump. Larry scratches his head, wipes his shoulder on his forehead, and now comes set again. The 10th pitch of the at-bat on the way. He deals. Swinging a drive, center field. Tomerlin ranges over about 4 steps to his left, looks up and makes the grab. The Oilers threaten but can't strike oil in that inning, leaving it tied at 3-3. We move on to the 6th inning. Matsu has the 2-3-4 hitters up, and Alex Vergara, Steven Lancia, and Caden Carpenter. The Oilers strand a pair and keep it tied at 3-3. We come back to you in Game 2 of the Top of the World Playoff semifinal with a tied affair at 3-3. Jesse Cook with you alongside Austin and Barach. The Miners coming up to bat, but against a new pitcher, not a new face. Ty Thomas started this game as the designated hitter for Kenai, but now he's taking the bump. So if you're a fan of Shohei Ohtani and can't afford a ticket to an Angels game, we got you. Thomas dealing from the right side. He's got the 2-3-4 hitters in the Matsu lineup. Alex Vergara, who smashed that 3-run homer his last time up that broke the game open, but the Oilers have quickly shut it to a tie, 3-3.
Your left field, number 16, Alex Vergara.
Thomas enters with a 3.27 ERA. His first pitch misses low and away. Thomas relieved Evan Langer, who went 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, struck out a trio. Vergara averages a home run every 14 at-bats. His 1-0. Fastball misses up high. Despite that average, before last at-bat, his most recent homer came 7 at-bats ago. That was in the final game of the regular season. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a drive down the left field line, hanging back towards the fence. If it's there, it's gone, and it's foul. Alex Vergara played just over half the season. He joined the minors in the middle of the year after someone, I believe Larry Farlander, suffered an injury, and in that time he hit double the amount of home runs of anyone else. The pitch. He watches a curveball high and inside, ball 3. Vergara hit 6 home runs. He's second player in the league in that category, hit just 3. That was Troy Harding of the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. 3-1 count, the pitch. Fastball high and inside, ball 4. Vergara is aboard with a leadoff walk. He didn't walk a whole lot during the regular season. Only boarded by way of the bases on balls 11 times.
Importantly, that it's the first time that the leadoff man is on today for Matsu.
So maybe a change in momentum. Steven Lancia comes up to the bat. The power-hitting catcher was one of 11 players with multiple home runs in the ABL. Righty-righty matchup, first pitch. He swings, drives it to center field. Costello ranges over to his left, looks up and makes a grab. Vergara darts back to first base. He threatened at second as a scare tactic, but immediately retreated. So a first pitch swinging flyout for Lancia. That makes him 0 for 3. There's a runner on and 1 out for the cleanup man in the Matsu order, Caden Carpenter. The lefty out of Utah comes up with a tie game, 3-3 here in the top of the 6th. Thomas resettles on the bump. Looks over at first. Vergara with a 3-step lead. He's being held. The pitch. Fastball high and away. Knockreiner immediately looked over at first base, so that might have been a minor pitch out. Thomas comes set with the 1-0 count. Stares at home, glove at the belt. He fires. Swinging a rope to first base. Forche eats it up. He steps on first and allows Vergara to take second. Carpenter hit that ball sharply, but not fast enough for the Oilers defense to turn to. So Maddox Haley, the designated hitter, comes up with a runner in scoring position, that being the go-ahead run in Vergara. Haley is 0 for 2 thus far today. Yesterday in Game 1 of this series, he did have an RBI going 1 for 3. That RBI came in the 5th inning in the form of a double. That also scored the Miners' 4th run. He's got an opportunity to drive in the Miners' 4th run today. Runner on second, 2 away, righty-righty matchup, 3-3 the score in the top of the 6th inning. Haley swivels his bat and comes set in an open stance on the right side of the dish at the back of the box. First pitch. Hanging curveball misses up high. Haley is a rising sophomore out of San Diego State University. He is the youngest player on the Miners roster. 1-0 count. Thomas stares at second, kicks and deals. Fastball misses high and inside. Thomas has a dark tan glove. He dangles it in front of his left thigh. He's got a very small leg kick. He raises it just a couple inches before pushing forward. He darts his back leg inverted. His 2-0. Swing and a pop-up. Behind home plate and foul. That one dancing out of play. Yeah, Thomas moves his knee inward in an almost unnatural motion, but a lot of pitchers do that. It's the Sandy Koufax method. Something unnatural looks to be the case on Maddox Haley's face. He's one of many players growing out a mustache, but also dyeing it darker.
Yeah, you can notice it from here today.
Looks a little darker. The 2-1. Swinging a drive down the right field line, but foul. 2-2 count for Haley. Vergara on second, 2 away. Tie game, top of the 6th inning. Haley, Caleb Hannes, Landon Guggenmoss all dyed their mustaches earlier today to stand out a little bit more. The 2-2 pitch, front door curveball, swung on, popped up, infield grass, first base side, dancing towards the third, and caught in foul ground. Elko made it next to his hip. Matsu strands the runner in scoring position. It's only the second time today that the Miners have left someone on base. The score remains 3-3 as we move on to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Oilers with their 8-9-1 batters coming up. Welcome back to Herman Brothers Field. It's the bottom of the 6th inning here in Palmer. 3-3 is the score. With Austin Barach, I'm Jesse Cook. Larry Westall back on the bump for his second inning of relief. The righty has the 8-9-1 batters in the Oilers order. Brett Grupe, the right-handed second baseman, leading off, followed by catcher Cole Knockreiner and leadoff man Owen McElpatrick. Grupe digs in with a 2-for-2 line halfway to the cycle, a single and a double to his credit. Westall's first pitch. He slings it low and away for a ball. Larry is a sidearm pitcher, and upon arrival, pitching coach Steve Hecker nicknamed him Crazy Larry as a result of his delivery. The pitch. Slider dances high and inside for strike one. And Heck, as they call him, has gotten a lot of credit thrown his way lately because his pitching staff has been great. His 1-1. Swung on, batted down the third base line, and foul. Before today, the Miners had allowed just one run in their last 3 games, so head coach Ty LeBrun, a lot of his players, were all giving Heck a lot of praise.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Ty opted to not do a post-game interview yesterday because he wanted the credit to be shown to Steve Hecker, the pitching coach.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a pop-up first base side and foul out of play. Ty LeBrun, of course, won Head Coach of the Year for the first time in his 5 seasons in Alaska, and he credited it all to the players and assistant coaches Kyle Watson and Steve Hecker. This is Heck's first season in Alaska. He joined the Watson-LeBrun duo, and all 3 will be back next season. Westall's 1-2. Swinging a chopper to third over the glove of Caleb Hannes into left. Grupe rounds first with a head of steam, but he stops there. Chops his feet and retreats to the bag. Alex Vergara cut off the ball down the left field line. And Brett Grupe is 3 for 3. Could not come at a bigger time in an elimination game.
Catcher number 29, Cole Knockreiner.
That brings up catcher Cole Knockreiner. He hits from the right side and is hitless today, although he has an RBI after the sac fly that tied the game in the 4th. First pitch, he squares to bunt, lays down third base side. Hannes charges, gloves it, throws on to first on the run. He got him. That moves Grupe into scoring position, but there's one away with the top of the order due up in Owen McElpatrick.
Now batting, shortstop number 3, Owen McElpatrick.
Hannes made the running play at third. He does a lot of great glove work. Freshman year, he was All-Missouri Valley Conference defensive first team. McElpatrick is 0 for 2, batting from the right side in a very low open stance at the front of the box. Westall, sidearms. Fastball misses low and away. McElpatrick has been the leadoff man in every meeting he's started against the Miners. Westall dangles his right arm next to his knee. Now comes set. 1-0 count. Runner on second. The pitch. Runner off for third. He holds. That pitch misses low and inside. Groupie started running to third but stopped himself halfway between second and third base. One away, runner in scoring position. That's the go-ahead run in this tight 3-3 game. Westall stares at second. Now it's 2-0. This is low and away. Larry has yet to walk anyone in this outing, although that problem plagued his predecessor in Camden Daly, who started the game and allowed 2 runs to score thanks to 3 walks in a row. To this part of the order, no less. The 3-0. Fastball right down the pipe for a strike. Now, Owen McElpatrick came up with Groupie on base. He walked. Then Theo Forche on deck walked, and so did Nick Costello. That resulted in the Oilers' first 2 runs of the game. 3-1 count. Runner being held at second. Westall fires. Fastball high and away, ball 4. McElpatrick boards on a walk for the second time today. And that makes it a situation with runners on first and second for Theo Forche, who's 0 for 2 with that walk. Forche is a rising senior at UC Davis. He bats from the left side. Westall comes set, staring at home. He kicks and fires. Fastball low and away, called a strike. And Larry has that distinctive setup motion where he starts in a triangle formation, arching his back and hanging very low, ready to sling it from the side. He poses exactly like that, at a 45-degree angle, bend at the hip. The 0-1. Curveball misses low and inside. The count evens up at 1-1. Forche, during the regular season, batted a .247 line with 18 RBIs. That was third on the roster in ribbies. The 1-1. Backdoor curveball, called a strike, low and away. 1-2 count.
It's a great pitch. Great pitch. Great first pitch fastball stinging the outside corner, and a great 1-1 pitch right there to have the batter frozen.
Well, Larry is pitching a lot of these throws low. He deals the 1-2. Misses in the dirt. 2-2 count. Matsu has a very good double play defense. Turned 3 of them yesterday. Double play would end this inning. These two are tied 3-3. Matsu opened up the scoring with a 3-run blast. The 2-2. Swinging a chipper off his front foot, foul. Alex Vergara, the Matsu left fielder, slugged the first home run for anyone in these playoffs, but the Oilers tied it up within a pair of innings thanks to that trio of walks and a sacrifice fly. It's the bottom of the 6th inning. There's runners on first and second for the Oilers, who are the acting home squad in this Game 2 of the semifinal. Westall's 2-2. This is inside and plunks him on the foot. Westall ties his shoelaces and sends him off to first to load the bases with just 1 away for the league MVP, Nick Costello.
Now batting, center fielder, number 26, Nick Costello.
The bases are loaded for Nick Costello, batting from the left side. This situation incites a mound visit from pitching coach Steve Hecker. There's very little action in the Matsu bullpen. No one has begun warming up, although Matthew Lighthall and Preston Shadone are both stretching. Pair of righties, neither one has been used in over a week. Austin, if you're Steve Hecker, what are you telling Larry?
Thanks for coming out tonight. Remember, it's not too late.
I'm telling him,
Tickets available in
don't
the
think
barrel
too
shop.
much. Costello, obviously a dangerous batter, but so far, hitless today, had just 1 hit yesterday. You know, he struggled in his last 4 games here against Matsu. At the same time, don't leave anything up high. When Larry struggles, it's because he leaves it high. A high mistake here could be bad.
The corners are in for Costello, who finished second in the batting race, 5 points behind Blake Jackson, with whom he shares that MVP award. Costello also fired in 17 RBIs. The pitch. This is inside. Costello walks off to first. Home plate umpire Aiden Sessler says he didn't think it hit him. Costello motions at his knee, and he's going to grab the bat again.
This is interesting. Larry just looked at Costello like, hey, man, that wasn't even close. But then Costello looked at Sessler, the home plate ump, and said, I don't know, man. I thought that hit him. And now here comes Larry McCann. Oh, boy.
Now all three umpires are going to converge and talk about this. Luis Alvarez, the base umpire, Dale Rowland, the first base umpire, Aiden Sessler, the home plate umpire. All three of them have been at Herman Brothers Field many times this season. They travel all around Alaska. Sessler was one of the umpires that joined the Miners on the trip to the Kenai Peninsula. They have to send a delegation of umpires down there. Sessler breaks and motions to Costello that he's got to stay put. Westall wipes his tongue on his fingers a couple times and swipes them on his side. Stretches his arms and comes set again. Bases loaded, tie game, 3-3, one away, bottom of the sixth inning. The MVP at the plate against the pitcher with the most appearances. Righty-lefty matchup. The pitch, he squares to bunt but pulls back. Fastball missed up high and away. Costello is 0 for 2 with an RBI walk in this one. His first out was a fly out to left and then a ground out to second. Matsu would welcome a ground ball up the middle. Corners are in, middle infielder is back. The pitch. Swing and a pop-up, flared off to the left side and foul.
And how about a double play right here? That'd be nice.
Well, we just talked about it. Matsu is a good double play defense. Nolan Tucker said he has really good chemistry with Emilio Barreras, and they had to form that relationship on the fly with Tucker joining the team in the middle of the season. 2-1 count. Westall from the stretch. Fastball at the Sox, ball 3. The Miners have already walked in one run today. Larry Westall is one wrong move away from walking in another. Costello with a closed-off stance crowds the plate at the back of the box. A pitch. Swing and a rip down the first base line and just foul by about 2 inches. Bright sunlight shines in over the right field wall. Blue shades across the mountains. And it's heat on the ball field, 75 degrees, but it feels a million on the bump for Larry Westall. His 3-2, fastball low and inside, called strike 3. Costello argues with Aiden Sessler. He swung his bat off to the side. Costello with a lot of words on his walk back to the dugout, but Sessler stays staring at the pitcher. A controversial call, and that has Larry McCann talking to the home plate ump.
That is the call of the day. And that I'm not breaking news by saying that. Wow.
Sessler and McCann are still talking just left of home plate. Leighton Helfrich is awaiting outside the right-handed batter's box. Westall takes a trip around the rubber. McCann and Sessler still talking. McCann puts his fist on Sessler's chest and gives him a love tap, but no reaction from the home plate umpire. Sessler is the youngest umpire in the ABL. He's still in high school. Helfrich comes up to the plate. He's already got an RBI. The righty comes up with the bases loaded in a tie game, bottom of the sixth inning. The Oilers can be eliminated with a loss. The Miners can move on to the championship with a win. The first pitch, swings at the fastball, slaps it into the right center field gap on the ground. 1 run scores. Another one rounds third. Carpenter's throw to the plate is very late, and the Oilers take a 2-run lead, 5-3 in the bottom of the sixth. Groupie scored from third. He had spent the entire inning there. McElpatrick scampered home from second. Now there's runners on first and second for Michael Elko, who's already 2 for 3, and the Oilers have their first lead of the postseason. Righty-lefty matchup. Westall comes set. Looks at second. Now fires from the stretch. Fastball low and away at the knees, called a strike. Elko is 2 for 3 with singles in his last 2 at-bats. Helfrich with the game-changing hit stands on first. Runner on second as well, and McElpatrick, the pitch. Swung on, splintered out to second. Tucker charges, makes the play, throws on to first, and he got him. The Oilers still put up a twosome to take a 5-3 lead over the Miners in a hectic bottom of the sixth. To rebound, Matsu has its 6, 7, 8 hitters due up in Tucker, Tomerlin, and Hanna's. There's one hit between those three. We move on to the 7th inning. The Miners are clawing to clinch a spot in the ABL Championship Series, but the Oilers just will not say die.
Matsu now playing from behind, down 5-3 in Game 2 of the Top of the World semifinals. The Miners lead the series 1-0, but after 2 runs scored in the bottom of the 6th by Peninsula, Matsu is down by 2 runs. Alongside Jesse Cook, I'm Austin Barach. 6, 7, 8, 2 up for the Miners. And Tucker, Tomlin, and Hannes. Ty Thomas, the righty, still pitching. His fastball is tailed to the backstop for strike 1. This is Thomas's 7th outing as a pitcher. Stands with his cleats facing home plate directly. Out of the windup, his 0-1 misses high and away. He has not faced the Miners so far this season, aside from, of course, the previous inning. The 1-1 fastball hung foul on a rope down that first base line. 1-2 the count to Tucker.
And there's some commotion in the stands as it looks like that line drive might have clipped someone. No one seems too concerned about it, although bullpen catcher Landon Rogers is looking over in that area, as is head coach Tyler Brunn.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Tucker. Hit to left field, down the line. Yuji Mori into foul territory. He looks up and watches it sail out of play. Thomas already ready to go again. Glove over the mouth. McElpatrick playing near second base. That one is battered right at the head of the second baseman, Brett Groupie, out number 1 on the lineout. So that is now the 5th time that the Miners have lined out today. Vest, Carpenter, Hannes, Tomlin, and Tucker have all lined out. And here comes Sebastian. Grounded out to second and lined out to right. 0 for 2. Thomas's pitch. Fastball swung on to second base. Groupie is there, fields it at the ankles, and fires on a first for out number 2.
Now batting your third base, number 7, Caleb Hanna.
So Ty Thomas has now retired 5 consecutive batters. And it brings up third baseman Caleb Hannes digging in on the right side. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch, fastball, high and in, ball 1. Hannes today 0 for 2, a line out to right, and a strikeout swinging back in the 5th. The 1-0, big, cut and a miss, down the middle, 1-1. Thomas working quickly. His 1-1, swung on, popped up to short. McElpatrick wanders back edge of the outfield grass and makes the catch above his left shoulder. For the 3rd consecutive inning, the Matsu Miners pop up to end the frame. And we head to the middle of the 7th inning with Elko, Thomas, and Yuji Mori due up for Peninsula.
The Oilers 7.
Matthew Lighthall is the new pitcher for the Matsu Miners. It's the bottom of the 7th. Peninsula is up 5-3 in Game 2 alongside Jesse Cook on Boston Barach. He replaces Larry Westall, who went 2 innings, allowing 3 hits and 2 runs. First pitch to the righty Thomas is called a strike. The 0-1, big hack and a miss on a slider, low and away. It's 0-2.
So the Oilers are going to stick with Thomas in that DH spot as the pitcher.
That's right. Light out of the windup. Strike 3 fastball blew right by him, right down the middle. That's Lighthall's 3rd K of his young season, 1 away in the 7th.
Now batting left fielder number 27, Ryson Ujimori.
Lighthall this season comes out of South Mountain Community College, was a very late ad, of course, with the need for pitching. This is his 4th outing. He's got a 2.25 ERA with 4 innings under his belt. Here is the lefty, Yuji Mori. The left fielder takes a ball just outside. Yuji Mori has flied out to center twice, was also hit by a pitch. Lighthall's 1-0. Fastball cut to the backstop. Last time Lighthall appeared was July 27th. That was Thursday at the Bucks. 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks. The 1-1. Hack and a miss. Another pitch in the dirt, fooled an Oilers hitter. It's 1-2. Lighthall cleats facing the Oilers dugout. His 1-2 fastball back at him. He stabs it, but gets away from him. Now he fields it and does not throw on to first. Or he does, but called it out. Called it out. Okay, I lost track of it in the sun, and so that is a hard-fought 1-3 putout for Matthew Lighthall.
Second baseman number 1, Brett
Yeah,
Ruby.
Lighthall had the ball, glanced off his glove, chased it down in between himself and Nolan Tucker at second base, did a 360 to throw it on to first, and he got him by a healthy margin too, about a step.
So after all of that, here comes Brett Groupie batting from the right side, the second baseman. First pitch to him. Hangs inside for ball 1. Rupi has, well, either 2 or 3 base hits, depending on if you want to call his chopper to hand as a hit or an error. The 1-0 is a strike above the belt. It's 1-1. Lighthall has done a good job of attacking the zone here. Pitching from the right side of the rubber. Nobody on, 2 outs. The 1-1, tag to short. 2 hops prayers. He waits for it, fields it, throws on a first base in plenty of time. Route number 3, a 1-2-3 inning for Matthew Lighthall, and perhaps this will give some life into the Matsu bats. They need it. Down to their final 6 outs of this game 2. Barreras, Vest, and Vergara do up 3 dangerous batters. We'll be back for that.
Today will take home
5-3, the Peninsula lead as we begin the 8th inning at Herman Brothers Field. I'm Austin Barach, joined alongside by Jesse Cook. And the new pitcher for the Oilers is right-hand pitcher out of Valley City University, Harrison Metz. He is 1-1 with a 6.61 ERA in 7 outings.
Number 1, Emilio Barach.
He replaces Ty Thomas, who went 2 innings, allowing no runs. Metz's first batter, the righty, about to face the left-handed hitting Emilio Barreras, the shortstop. First pitch, fastball, slow fastball, crawls across the plate for strike 1 on the latter half. McElpatrick at short, playing Barreras up the middle. The outfield playing shallow as well. First baseman hugging the line. The two eyes are up right at the first baseman. That is for Shea, and he steps on the bag. Perfect scouting by the Oilers for out number 1.
Matsu batters have not tried to beat the shift after it started being implemented by the Glacier Pilots back on Monday, the first team to really shift heavily against Matsu. And every now and then they beat it. Caden Carpenter had 2 hits through the shift yesterday, but it's pretty effective.
And the infield does not move for another lefty, Cooper Vest. Forshea hugging line, McElpatrick playing up the middle. Metz's first pitch slowly comes across for a ball inside.
I think you also figure with Metz, who throws fairly slow, that lefty hitters are going to be out in front on his fastball and pull it regardless.
Well, Vest is known to pull. He stands slightly open, and he taps one foul over us, 1-1. Metz, just like Ty Thomas, has not faced the minors before today, so perhaps good strategy implemented by Larry McCann, the head coach of Peninsula, throwing some arms that the minors have just not seen live this year. The 1-1 swung on opposite field, base hits over the head of Michael Elko at third base. And Vest is aboard for his second single today.
And it brings up arguably the best bat in this lineup over the past week. Alex Vergara, including today, has 3 home runs in the last set of 7 days. Really, 3 home runs since Monday. Now, you don't want him to try and swing for the fence because that can force him to pop out. But a home run would tie things up.
That's right. Gear up, folks. The game-tying run is at home plate. Vergara had the 3-run bomb back in the 3rd off of the starter Langer. First pitch from Metz misses outside and low. Ball 1. Vergara walked his last time up. He is 1 for 2. Peninsula has had the momentum ever since that 3-run blast. Metz in the closed stance out of the stretch. Checks Vest, throws home, leaves it high, ball 2.
By the way, an update from the other decisive game. Glacier Pilots lead the Bucks 8-3 in the top of the 7th.
So the Pilots in line to sweep the Bucks 2-0. Still time left in that one, still time left here. Hitters count for Vergara. The pitch sails outside, ball 3, and it was a 3-0 count for Vergara back in the 3rd, where he launched the home run.
Well, you generally figure a pitcher's going to try to throw it right down the middle on a 3-0 count. Vergara is an aggressive player. If he sees something he likes off a slow pitcher, he'll pull it to left field no matter what.
Here we go. Crowd claps a little bit. Metz throws. The pitch swung on. Foul. That was right down the middle, and Vergara wanted it.
Well, he's told us there have been swings this season where he knew he could have had it if his swing hadn't been off by like a half an inch or something.
That second home run he hit on Monday in Anchorage, he admired it for a while. The first one he thought wouldn't have gone out of the yard, but it did. Metz is 3-1. Here it comes. Left outside, ball 4. Strong take from Vergara. And he is aboard. Runners at first and second for Steven Lancia.
Here's your moneymaker if you're Matsu. If you don't tie the game this inning, you absolutely need to build some confidence and score Vest from second base. I don't see any scenario where the Miners can win this game if they don't score in this inning.
Interesting. Okay. Lancia is 0 for 3 today. 2 on, 1 out. The pitch. In the dirt, stopped by Knockreiner with his chest on the one hop. It's 1-0. So Lancia is at the point where he once again feels due. He's gone into some stretches this season where he doesn't have many hits in a few games, but then pops off. Had 2 hits in the doubleheader on Monday. Went 0 for 3 yesterday, 0 for 3 so far today.
Very big difference for the game pace itself. Not so much for Lancia thus far, but yesterday the game ended in 2 hours and 19 minutes, and we're just over the 2-hour mark here in the top of the 8th inning with catcher and the pitcher taking their time and that mound visit. This game could go pretty long.
Yeah, Lancia's caught it all. Catcher yesterday, catcher again today. Vest at second, Vergara at first. Middle infield and double play depth up the middle. 5-3 the Oilers lead in the top of the 8th. The pitch. Left high. 2-0. Yuji Mori, as he's done a lot today, really tailing towards that left field line. A big gap in left center field. The Oilers have really loved this shift. Elko at third base, hugging the third base line as well. Metz checks Vest at second. Throws home. The pitch swung on, roped, foul. To the left of the bag. It's 2-1.
Metz has to watch himself. Seems like anything he throws to Lancia looks like a grapefruit to him. Just the size of a volleyball on that pitch. Lancia chomping at the bit with that swing. He looks ready to crush anything in the zone.
Yeah, these Miners batters can easily pull the ball against these slow pitching Mets. His 2-1, curveball misses outside by about an inch. It's 3-1. Carpenter is on deck. Haley is in the hole. Both of those guys have homered once at this ballpark this season. Lancia right here has done it twice. Hasn't homered since late June. The 3-1, fastball, left upstairs. Back-to-back walks for the Miners. And the bases are loaded.
There is some action in that Peninsula bullpen. We'll give you an update on who that is as soon as we can.
Peninsula's pitching coach and the rest of the infield make their way to the mound. Moments after Knockreiner met with Metz, the whole infield does. Kyle Watson, the hitting coach, has an opportunity to talk to Carpenter right here. Probably just telling him, reiterating the strategy, what he wants to look for, what pitches to swing at, what the delivery has been so far. Carpenter probably got a good eye watching on deck. Jesse, does that look to be Mose Hayes warming up?
Much to the chagrin of many of these Miners batters who have gone down by way of the K against him, yes, that does look to be Mose Hayes.
Well, Metz is staying in the game for right now on a righty-lefty matchup. We'll see if Hayes might enter for Haley, a righty, but here it is. Carpenter the lefty, Metz the righty. Bases juiced, 1 out in a 2-run game. Matsu down by 2, top of the 8th. The pitch. Called a strike at the top of the zone. Carpenter was 1 for 4 yesterday. Has his 11-game on-base streak in jeopardy. 0 for 3 today with a strikeout back in the 4th. Corners playing in. The 0-1. High. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. Yuji Mori playing shallow and left. McElpatrick playing right up the middle. Carpenter has known to hit ground balls up the middle this season. Tying run at second base. The 1-1 hit far to right field. Staying in the ballpark, Helfrich lines it up, makes the catch at the warning track. Vast tags up from third base. and he is in. Vergara goes to third as well, but Caden Carpenter does his job. That sack fly makes it 5-4.
Now batting your designated hit number 23, Max Haley.
So now the game-tying run is 90 feet away. Boy, that was just feet away from being a grand slam. Metz stays in the game right now. Knockreiner calls out the signals for the first and third situation. Lancey at third base and the speedster Vergara at third base.
Well, Austin, I told you that I didn't think Matsu had a shot at winning this game if they didn't score in this inning. And even if they don't bring Vergara home, now they've got the momentum and the assurance that they can score heading into the ninth.
Absolutely. Haley today is 0 for 3. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch. Swung on. Hit to left field. Going back is Yuji Mori, but he sizes it up and wanders in to make the grab over his left shoulder. Matsu really threatened in that inning, but leaves 2 on base. We head to the 8th inning. After Matsu tacks on 1, it's 5-4 Peninsula. Lighthall still pitching for the Miners. We'll be back. Miners have brought it closer. It's a 1-run game. Oilers 5, Miners 4, as we enter the bottom half of the 8th inning. Alongside Jesse Cook, I'm Austin Barach here at Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska. Matthew Lighthall entering his 2nd inning of work, set to face 9-1-2. First batter for him is the catcher, batting from the right side, Cole Knockreiner. Lighthall's pitch. Fastball misses upstairs, ball 1. This is Knockreiner's 5th game of the season. He was added on July 28th as he swings and misses for strike 2. Well, his first game was the 28th. The deadline was a week earlier than that. Today, he's got 2 sacks, as that one misses upstairs. A sack bunt and a sack fly that scored Yuji Mori in the 4th. And he's from Mount Sac, Mount San Antonio College in Walnut, California. This one is flared to right field, shallow. Coming in is Carpenter, and he can't get there. Hugs the line for a fair ball by about a foot, throws to first base, but Knockreiner is aboard with a single down the right field line. Well, he had a similar hit yesterday, a play where Carpenter laid out and couldn't quite get the catch that led to a double. So here he is on board, and here comes the leadoff man, Owen McElpatrick, set for his 5th plate appearance, but he's only 0 for 2 with a pair of walks. He's also scored twice. Lighthall out of the stretch, foot on the right of the rubber, and he gets McElpatrick to swing and foul tip one for strike 1. Matsu will have Tucker, Tomlin, and Hannah due up in the top of the ninth. Lighthall checks on the runner, back safely, head first slide. Landon Rogers, Braden Rogers, and Alex Thurston are available pinch hitters. But right now, Lighthall has to get through the Peninsula, bottom of the 8th. Misses high, 1-1 the count to McElpatrick.
No one in the first three batters in this order has a hit. Throw these guys strikes. Make them take the bat off their shoulder. They've all reached on walks and hit by pitches.
The 1-1 sails in for a strike near the top of the zone. That one dropped at the very last moment. Lighthall struck out his first batter today in righty Ty Thomas. Here he is against righty Owen McElpatrick, the second team All-ABL shortstop. The pitch is foul tipped off of his left foot. Another breeze rolls in here at Herman Brothers. Outfield playing straight up. McElpatrick in the open stance, bending his knees. Bat on the right shoulder. Lighthall's 1-2. Curveball popped up. Foul territory. Lancey comes back towards the stands and makes the grab right in front of the crowd for out number 1.
Now batting first baseman number 17.
Like I said, throw these guys strikes. Make them hit the ball. Worst that happens is they put it in play and don't record an out. Maybe they score some runs, but you're already down. Walking players isn't going to help anything, and Lighthall has the right attitude there. He's throwing strikes to every batter he's seen.
You're right. Walks and hit by pitches is what doomed Matsu in the 3rd and 6th innings. The pitch drifts outside, ball 1. Daly was the starter. He went 4 innings, allowing 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and a hit by pitch. Westall relieved him, went 2 innings, allowing 3 hits, 2 runs, a hit by pitch. As Knockreiner is back safely at first base on the pickoff attempt. So it's been up to Matthew Lighthall here to preserve the deficit. The 1-0 in there for a strike in the latter half. 1 ball and 1 strike to Theo Forche, who has flied out twice, walked, and was hit by a pitch. The 1-1 hit on the ground, foul towards the Matsu dugout. Lighthall is ahead in the count, 1 ball to 2 strikes. Middle infield, double play depth. Forche has grounded into 5 double plays this season. He is hitless in this series. The 1-2, fastball rang to second base. Tucker is there on the backhand play. Throws on the first, not in time there, but they get 1 out, and there are now 2 gone in the 8th.
Great play by Nolan Tucker going to the backhand for the stabbing grab on the lineout. That was right at him, but it was an awkward position. It was a little low and close in on the body, so he had to jerk out of the way and then glove it to make the catch.
So here comes Nick Costello, who was the center of controversy his last time up. Struck out looking on a 3-2 pitch with the bases loaded, and he was very upset with home plate umpire Aiden Sessler after that. First pitch here is upstairs, ball 1 on the fastball. But right after him, Leighton Helfrich swung on the first pitch he saw off of Larry Westall and laced a 2-run single into right field to make it 5-3. It's now 5-4 as the 1-0 misses lone outside. Again, the Oilers are the home team today. Just like the College Baseball World Series format, the road team in the series is the home team for Game 2. This pitch sails in for a strike. In the latter half, it's 2-1. That strikeout for Costello back in the 6th was the first time he struck out in his last 7 games. The 2-1, fastball swung on a rope down the right field line, but foul, hanging towards the bullpen of Matsu, picked up on the hop by Will Rizzo. So it is now a 2-2 count to the co-ABL MVP Nick Costello. Runner at first base, 2 outs. Peninsula up 5-4 in game 2. Bottom of the 8th inning right here. Sessler calls for time. Costello shares a word with him. Maybe it was sarcastic, maybe it wasn't. I will no longer speculate on speculation. Here we go. Lighthall is 2-2, misses low, brings up a full count. Here we go, the payoff pitch. Fastball misses low. Costello works his walk, and the Oilers have runners on first and second for the dangerous Leighton Helfrich.
That's right, Helfrich has 2 RBIs today. Not a guy you want to see with a runner in scoring position, especially in a tight game like this. Matsu needs to be confident going into the 9th inning, especially with the bottom of the order due up.
She got 3 with the 2-run single in the 6th and the sac fly RBI back in the 3rd.
That's right.
When Cannon Daly loaded the bases. So Helfrich it's definitely been a problem today for Matsu.
2 RBI swings.
Yes.
3 RBIs total.
Yes. First pitch is a swing and a miss. That was the swing of a man who has not had 3 RBIs today. It's 0-1. Runners at first and second, 2 away. The 0-1, slider misses low. 1-1 the count. Helfrich has now hit safely in 12 of his last 15. Lighthall's 1-1 offering is hit foul to the Oilers' dugouts. 1-2 the count. Matsu really needs to limit the damage here to no runs. Get to the bats, down by just 1. Lighthall's 1-2, fastball popped up. Shallow left field, Vergara ranges over, now races in and makes the grab in front of his body for the 3rd out of the inning. The Oilers strand 2. And now the Miners grab the bats, trying to tie or take the lead in the top of the 9th. Tucker, Tomlin, and Hannes are scheduled to bat. And Mose Hayes, Matsu's kryptonite, jogs to the mound. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Matsu down to its last 3 outs here in game 2. Jesse Cook, Austin Barach with you, and Mose Hayes is now the 4th pitcher of the game for Larry McCann's squad. Hayes this season is 3-1 with a 2.70 ERA across 9 games. 33 1/3 innings pitched for him, 29 strikeouts to a mere 12 walks. And against the Miners, he has been elite. He's appeared against Matsu 3 times, totaling 9 innings, allowing 0 earned runs. And across those 9 innings, he's tossed just 5 base hits against the Miners as well. He has been super dominant against the green and gold so far this season. But there's a first for everything, and Matsu would like that to be right here, right now.
Moving on.
That's right. Hayes has a really strong curveball, which we've seen fool Matsu batters time and time again. In the regular season, Hayes struck out Matsu batters a total of 13 times across just 9 2/3 innings.
So Tucker is the first batter here in the 9th. Tomerlin awaits on deck. Hannes figures to bat in the hole. Here we go. McElpatrick playing up the middle as he's done the last 2 innings at short. Righty-lefty matchup. Hayes' first pitch sails across the plate for strike 1 on the fastball. Tucker today is 1 for 2 with a double in which he was thrown out trying to make it to third, a walk in the 4th, and a line out to second back in the 7th. The 0-1 misses just outside, evens up the count 1 apiece.
How costly does that double that he tried to stretch into a triple seem now that it's a 1-run deficit?
You're right, absolutely. The 1-1 misses high, ball 2. That double that he got thrown out at third came with 2 outs, so that ended the inning back in the 2nd. Hayes is 2-1, dips low, ball 3. Tucker operating with that really strong eye.
Last time Hayes pitched against the Miners back on Monday, July 17th, right here in Palmer, he didn't walk a single batter in 4 innings of work.
Tucker has already walked 7 times against the Oilers this season, including once today. The 3-1, too tall, and Nolan Tucker leads off the 9th with a walk.
Now batting is center fielder number 14, Sebastian Tomerlin.
Tucker is so good on the base path. He has 5 steals during the regular season. Sebastian Tomerlin is one to lay down the bunt really well, so this Oilers defense is acting accordingly.
You're right, Elko playing a couple feet in on the third base grass. Righty-lefty matchup. Seabass at the dish shows bunt, in fact, pulls back, called a strike thrown to first base, not in time. The pitch came in just above the belt. Tomerlin today is 0 for 3 with a pair of groundouts to second base.
Well, you know the Dave Roberts story where Maury Wills told him that at one point in your life there's going to come a time when everyone in the ballpark knows you need to steal a base.
Tucker does not go. Tomlin lays down the bunt in front of the pitcher. Hayes gets to it, throws on the first base, wide of the bag, but called out. Big stretch on the backhand by Forshea, and he got him holding on to the bag apparently just in the nick of time. Tyler Brunn out to argue his case, but probably to no avail.
And the only hope that you have for arguing this is that the home plate umpire or the crew chief can overrule the call, but no one's going to do that, especially at a point in the game like this. That would be very unlikely.
Well, the umpires do meet, probably just to do their due diligence. And the call stands. Tomlin is out, but the game-tying run in Nolan Tucker is at second base. So here comes Caleb Hannes. In his last 9 games, he has 8 RBIs. He's hit safely in 6 of his last 7, but so far today, he is 0 for 3. A lineout, a strikeout, and a pop-up. Righty matchup. Hayes checks Tucker, throws home, fastball, stings the outside corner, strike 1.
By the way, Matsu is warming up. Closer Will Rizzo. He leads the league in saves with 5. If the Miners bats can jump up, they will need him surely.
Hannes had 20 RBIs in the regular season. Could use a big one right here to tie up the game. Hayes out of the stretch. His 0-1 breaking ball dances high. 1-1 the count. Hannes is now 7 for 32 against the Oilers this season. It's around a .225 batting average. The 1-1 called a ball. Good take by Hannes. That fastball just off the outside corner. 2-1 strike to the 8-hitter.
Mose Hayes has yet to allow an earned run to the Miners. He hasn't allowed a run to Matsu total. This would be a series of firsts.
The 2-1 fastball hit sharply to center field. Back goes Costello. He makes the grab with the backhand. Tucker fakes the run, but smartly does not go. The throw, one hop to Elko at third base, and Matsu is down to its final out.
But who better to try and keep your team alive in a game like this than your team's leader in ribbies, Emilio Barreras, who's third in the league in RBIs with 25. The top of the order is on deck. If he can fight, Matsu definitely has a good shot.
Absolutely. Millie today is 1 for 3 with a single back in the third. Forche hugging the first base line. First pitch fastball hits the low inside corner, strike 1. Barreras grounded out to Forche directly at him back in the 8th inning. Forche fielded it effortlessly and stepped on the bag. 0-1 count. Right-hand pitcher, lefty batter. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a dirty curveball. 0-2. Matsu down to its final strike here in Game 2. If Peninsula can hold on, they force a decisive Game 3 back here at Herman Brothers at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Hayes is 0-2. Fastball lifted high, out of play. Good job protecting the plates by Barreras. Tucker is at second base. 2 outs, 0-2 count. Matsu down 5-4 in the top of the ninth. Barreras chokes up on the bat. Hayes is 0-2, curveball, and Barreras gets just enough of it, slicing it off the end of the bat. He's only struck out 9 times this season, leads the ABL with a strikeout rate below 10%. He is who you want here at the dish. First team All-ABL shortstop. The 0-2 fastball swung on to second base. Groupie slowly gets it, fields and throws on a first base just in time. And the Peninsula Oilers take Game 2 5-4 and force a decisive Game 3 back here tomorrow night.
Again, the deciding game of this opening round series.
Miners fought up until the end, which is a good sign heading into tomorrow. The M's will likely hang their heads tonight, but that's no way to go into an elimination game. And Miners fans can be happy with this for a couple of reasons. So, yes, you should be upset that your team lost, but Miners bats still scored 4 runs, putting offense together in multiple innings, something they struggled with early on in the season. And the Oilers used arguably their best reliever in Mose Hayes. Now, in an elimination game, no one is barred from pitching unless their college has specifically shut them down. But Matsu has seen the best of the Peninsula. So, can Game 3 really showcase anything better for this visiting squad?
Perhaps. I mean, Hayes has strung together a lot of long outings, so he will definitely be available to pitch tomorrow. The likely starter for Matsu tomorrow is Ethan Like. The southpaw out of Murray State will get the ball with the season on the line. Matsu spoils a 3-run homer by Alex Vergara in the 3rd inning. A lot of it was the walks in the 3rd and the walks and hit by pitches in the 6th that led to the Miners' loss. Peninsula out-hit them 8-5. Outscored them, of course, 5-4. And we will be back here tomorrow for a decisive Game 3.
By the way, the Glacier Pilots lead the Bucks in the top of the 8th, 8-3, but it does look like the black and gold is threatening with with the bases loaded. So perhaps we'll see a pair of Game 3s tomorrow if the Bucks can mount some sort of comeback, although still does look likely that the Glacier Pilots will get a day off.
The Oilers have been tough against the Miners all season. If you add up the regular season head-to-head matchup, Matsu leads the season series 6-5, but throw all that out tomorrow. Tomorrow, one game for the rest of your lives. The winner moves on to the top of the World Championship. That's all for us today. The final score, Oilers 5, Miners 4. With Jesse Cook, I'm Austin Barach. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.